Hi, everybody. This is Ronda Cobb, the Money Coach, and welcome to today's show. This is going to be a great show, and it has really timely advice for you. But before we start, I want to tell you our new website is live, rcmoneycoach.com, and we have a company page on both Facebook and LinkedIn. Check it all out. You'll be glad you did. It's really cool. Plus, if you would like to avail yourself of exclusive information, free offers, and discounts to our programs, go to the website and share your email address with us. We won't sell it or share it to anybody else. We're kind of selfish that way. But we will use it to give you good stuff that other people that don't subscribe don't get. So try that. Thanks for listening to and supporting Ronda Cobb, the Money Coach. You're awesome. Now, in the last 2 months, we've done a series for people who are interested in moving forward with financial growth. And then we did a series for people with questions about their retirement. These 8 shows are really great. So if you have missed them, go back in and have a little binge listen and listen to all the podcasts. This month, we're going to do a slightly different series. We're going to do a reality series. We're going to explore that slightly uncomfortable sensation that's growing in the pit of your stomach, that achy feeling of discontent, the I don't even want to look feeling. You know the one I mean. The one where you wish you could point the finger of blame at someone else, but you end up realizing there are 3 fingers pointed back at you when you point at others. Yes, that feeling, that creepy feeling. And I assure you, everyone is tired. We're all tired of the influx of negative information, tired of paying bills, tired of not being able to have fun or gather the family, and quite frankly, we're tired of corporate greed. Can I get a yes? Yes. I know you are. You're all tired. But if you have collection agencies calling regularly and your mortgage is about to come out of forbearance and maybe even other issues, that's a whole new level of tired. We're going to assess ourselves and discover our alternatives. We need to grab a few minutes to look at our situation so that we can have a clear picture and move forward. So let's make a pact right here, right now. Let's do better. Let's lift ourselves up and let's make a commitment to rise up. Those who are committed to a better life can and will move forward from tired or broke. I call it broke. And the difference between interest and commitment is action. So let's commit to a better life. Invest in your future and take action to make a positive change occur. Committed. I remember a few weeks ago when I mentioned that a well-known multimillionaire financial coach says you don't need to worry about your credit score. Okay, he says you'll be paying cash and won't need a credit score. Okay, maybe you will be in a few years. But for right now, you might want to learn from the lesson that I learned. For about 13 years, I did that. I didn't worry about my credit score. I paid cash for everything I bought. And then you know what happened? I had no credit score at all. Nothing. Not even on the radar. And when I started shopping for a new car, I quickly realized if I wanted to finance any part of that car purchase, I had made a mistake by ignoring my credit score. I know it's not a serious thing for some people, it's more of a game. But if you make that error, you'll find out that some places take that game a little more seriously than others. So most of us do need a credit score until our mortgage is paid off in full and we pay cash for our car. I'm thrilled because I have a new score. I have a good score now, and I can help others do the same thing. And I've almost saved enough to pay for that new car. Woohoo! Maybe in 2022. The one I'm driving now is perfectly good enough, thank you, and it's paid for. Before we can fully commit to change and improvement, we have to be honest with ourselves. How bad is it? Yeah? Am I broke? That's what we need to know. And I know it's a difficult question, and you just gulped like it was doomsday, but let's just find out. If we know where we're at, we can then make the commitment and formulate a plan to step out of where we are, step up, and move forward. So let's ask ourselves a few key questions right now. And then in our next show of this series, we're going to have a really cool self assessment that will determine the level of help that you might need. But today we're going to do a broad view of the situation. And we probably won't make any final decisions today. That's okay. We're just going to do a broad level view. All right? So let's get started. First, what is your credit score? This is easy enough to look up these days. Certain credit cards keep their cardholders apprised on a monthly basis. But, you have to look at it to see. And then there are a couple websites that will pull it up for you for free. Now, some of these sites don't use the new FICO formula, but they'll still give you a broad enough picture for what we're doing for our purposes. And that's all you need for right now. We're not going to apply for a loan. We're just going to look at the score. Okay? So if your credit score is less than 750, you'll want to join us next week and take the self-assessment. Next, let's take a quick look at your bank account statements. Yeah, well, you're going to look at it. I can't see it. I don't need to see it unless you want me to. But anyway, the ones with the debit cards on them, the ones you ignore, the ones that come electronically and you say, I'll look at that later, and later never comes. Those statements, yes. The card that you use like money in the account is unlimited and not earmarked for other more important items. You know the debit cards I mean. Yes, look at those statements. I want to know. I want you to know. Do you have overdraft fees in the last 90 days? You're going to want to join us next week for the self-assessment. This week is your preparation week to look stuff up, and then we can do an accurate self-assessment next week. Or if you'd prefer, I'm okay with it, you can send it all to me and I'll do the assessment for you. And don't feel bad. People from every walk of life lose track of time and don't pay attention to these things. Very few people set out to purposely wreak havoc on their accounts and their credit score. So there's no judgment here, only help. Next, I want you to keep looking at those debit card statements. Do you have 3 or more apps, subscriptions, or games on there? The $10 here and the $20 there and the $3.50 for a half hour of playtime on some game on a daily basis. Be ready for the total that you come up with to surprise you. But indeed, the assignment is to total every single app, program, prime, game, book, etc. that's on there. You're going to be a little surprised, I betcha. Next, we're going to look at all of your credit card statements. Wow, Ms. Money Coach, you're a pain in the neck this week. I heard that. What happened to little Mary Sunshine? Heard that too. To be perfectly truthful, she's on vacation this week. You know what? You asked, how bad is it? Am I broke? And this is the only honest way to discover what the starting point is. All I want you to look at with the credit card statement is two things. How much balance are you carrying? And what's your interest rate? And make a list or a note or a chart or put a little note in your smartphone and list each credit card that you've got, the balance of each one, and the interest rate on each one. And then next week, we're going to use this info. And again, if you need assistance, you don't have time to make a little chart, send me the stuff. I'll make a little chart for you. I'm good like that. All right? But pretty soon, this crazy 2020 is going to be over. And you need to be ready. You'll want to be ready. And you'll want to have your commitment in place to being set in the very near future. I'm encouraging you not to capitulate to the mega powers by remaining downtrodden during this great upheaval. And finally, let's look at two major aspects of life. First, take a look at your mortgage statement or rental account for your home. Are you up to date? How much do you still owe? And what is the interest rate on your mortgage if you have one? And secondly, look at your transportation. Again, are you up to date on your payments? How much do you still owe? Or in other words, what is the balance? And what is the interest rate on your car loan? And for this time of the year in most of our market, is your car in good repair? Winter is rapidly approaching. Do you need tires, wiper blades, new coolant? You know the drill. Get it done. And after the self-assessment next week, we're going to be talking about where you go from there. This week is our preparation and our research week, and I know you can do it. And you know that we have a do-it-yourself program, a do-it-with-you program, and a new done-for-you program. Well, which is right for you? I don't know yet, and you don't know yet. But next week we'll do the self-assessment and we'll determine the answer to this. And the one thing I want you to be ready to jump on is this offer next week because it's not going to last long. The calendar is filling up. Grab a free one-to-one session with me on my calendar, and we can discuss your goals, your commitment, and what will be best for you. If your time is very limited and you know it, you may want to start to consider or think about the new Done For You program. But just think about it. Don't take any action just yet. Just think about it. And how much time do you have to spend fulfilling your new commitment to financial health and rebuilding? Think about that. The learning of the ins and the outs of good money management. Add this answer to the stack of data that you're accumulating in this step of the journey. And I'll put the link to my calendar on the show posting so you can grab your time now because I'm not kidding. Spaces truly are limited. In our last few shows, we've talked about crazy 2020 and the huge discount we've been offering on the new 10-day Fast Start Money Management Program. And this is a great program. But let's wait until next week after we do our assessment before you think about enrolling in that. Okay? Let's get you set and reset your goals. You can reach them, and we're here to help. And here is my email. Should you need help making your lists or doing your reviews, or you're like, I know where to get my statement, but I have